Here we are today doing a little podcast. We got K1 over here. Say what's up, K1.
What's up? How are you guys doing?
I hope everybody's doing good. We're talking about some of the mathematicians and their stories and their character. So I was thinking about Einstein.
Yeah.
This was recently. So this Einstein was asked once in front of reporters. He's like, the reporters are asking him, who's the smartest guy you know?
Yeah.
And he goes, my chauffeur.
Oh, yeah, that one.
And he goes, my chauffeur, please explain. He goes, well, I was doing all these lectures, like 300 lectures, and one day I wasn't feeling good. I was feeling really sick. And I said, I told the chauffeur, I don't think we're going to be able to go today.
Yeah.
He's like, I said, I can pull it off, I've been there for 300 lectures, I could do it.
Cosplaying as Einstein.
He's like, okay, so they switch clothes,
Yeah.
and he drove there, and he gets up and gives the lecture, the chauffeur, and it's perfect. And, everybody's there is puzzled, and then time for questions. So one of the lecturees,
Yeah.
the person sitting in the hall goes and asks a question about relativity, and it goes into detail, and this. He goes, what a simplistic question. Even my chauffeur can answer it. So he points to the chauffeur, and then, Einstein gets up and he answers the question.
Einstein's the chauffeur.
Yeah, he answers the question about relativity in this complicated question, and nobody dared to ask a question after that.
Yeah.
That says something about these characters. Who's one of your favorites? Like, what do you think?
The smartest man alive? I think Isaac Newton.
Yeah.
The man who invented gravity.
Yeah.
He said once, there's this dilemma, not a dilemma, I'm sorry, argument against scientists.
Yeah.
Because he was the one scientist that people really, a lot of religious people like to talk about, because he mentioned the subject of why are the solar systems so connected to each other? Why are they in a shape like that? And he just put God. A lot of scientists think that way of thinking is just everything you don't know, you substitute with God. And he's a very big figurehead, I feel like, in the religious, scientific world.
So he helped a lot of people make connections, and then what he didn't know. Yeah, Newton was interesting too, A lot of these inventors, they're lonely.
No friends, no life.
Most of them, they think a lot.
They do a lot. They don't have time for their life. Isn't that sad?
Yeah, Einstein was one of the guys, he used to walk around, and Einstein used to walk to school, and when he'd get to school, he'd realize he didn't have his shoes on.
Oh my God, that's a skit right there.
And the crazy part is, back then it was stones. It wasn't like this straight grass. So he wouldn't.
The whole
feel
time.
it. The whole time.
What is he thinking?
He's in another world. There's another one about Edison. Edison is interesting. His perseverance and grit. Anything you keep trying at, you'll get it. And he was praised, for discovering electricity. But nobody ever talks about 1,000 tries.
Yeah.
So if somebody's like, hey,
Nobody talks about the guy before Edison.
I think they asked him something about that, and he says, I know 1,000 ways how not to make electricity. You know what I mean? Like, he just tried everything, everything. Something's got to work.
Yeah.
So, perseverance is a big...
I think an issue with the electricity whole subject is the people that studied electricity before Edison, the people that kind of gave him the other 1,000 mistakes of how to not make electricity, they were never mentioned in today's time.
Mm-hmm.
Never praised those people, like Hassan Kamal Al Sabbah. He's a pretty big figurehead in that.
Yeah.
This guy came from a third world country, and he was about to change the world.
But there's a lot of things like that. Back when they had the gold mines, there's people who would dig, and then the guy just after 20 years just gave up. So he sold the land. And then a guy bought it, and then he
And
digged
dig
for
the-
like 1 week or 1 day, and then he got all this gold. You don't remember the guy who, missed it, but the guy who gets it
Yeah.
is remembered.
Damn.
Perseverance. But you also don't know that other guy who bought the land, what he did.
Exactly.
Maybe he bought 20 lands. And that was the
That guy,
one.
that's the guy that we need.
You know what I mean? You don't know. So, perseverance is key. Einstein is a figure who never quit. And that's what it takes, just never quitting, to be honest. Everyone can attain what they put their mind to, especially when it comes to mathematics. And that ends our podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed what we had to offer.